So what is going on, guys? Today we're going to be doing 5 more skillful ways to nutmeg your opponent. Now, if you remember in the last video, we actually did 5 quite basic ones, and ones that with a little bit of practice come easy, but these ones are a bit more advanced. I think they're still going to be classed as easy skills to do, because once you kind of like practice them a lot, they're going to become much easier to you. They're not like way too advanced where you need to be like playing football for a while to be able to do them. I think once you just practice them a little while, you can get them quite easy. I just want to say thank you for all the lovely comments you left on there. A lot of you guys said you had never seen the skills before, which is great, and you said that I described them well, which is, again is great, because that's my aim. I try to describe them as best as I can from what I've got, but yeah, let's go into this one. It's 5 more, like I say, so hopefully you guys haven't seen a few of these ones as well. If you need any more help, my Instagram is on the screen right now. Go there, DM. I've answer about 20 to 30 DM requests a day, so if you guys want to just go over there, ask me questions, eventually I'll get round to you. Alright, so moving on to the first skill. Again, I don't have a name for these. I don't like giving skills a name because you guys seem to always think that I get them wrong, which is probably right. I probably do get most of them wrong, but either way, this one's just going to be the roll behind. That's what I'm going to call it, because you roll the ball and then you put it behind you. Very creative, Mikey, nice one. But either way, it's quite similar to the skill I did on the last video, but apart from this time, it's a whole different body movement and it's a whole different position of the defender. Now, if you notice on the last one, the guy came from the side and I kind of like caught him out my eye, but this one is quite blind. You don't actually see what the defender's doing, you just have to feel for him. Now, you'll know that Brad's right at my back and you'll see my hands quite close to him, so I know where he is. This allows me to get kind of a visual of what I feel like Brad's body's like, or the defenders on you's like, just because of the way he's positioned and stuff like that. So this is when you do perform the skill. Now, the first step of it's quite simple. You drag it across your body with your strong foot, or the angled foot that you're sort of facing with, and you drag it across your body and then you just drag it back. This is what differentiates the first skill to the second one, like this one, because when you do that turn, the 180, you kind of push your body away from where the defender is, which gives you more of a leap on him, so you can take the ball further away and the defender has a lot more to do to catch you. Now, obviously this be effective because if you're trying to beat him, he's going to be a few more yards behind you and give you more time to think, to pass the ball, to have a shot, to do whatever. But I just want to make it clear that I wouldn't kind of use this in your own half. Try to use it in the opponent's half, because it can be quite a blind trick. Like I say, you're not looking at exactly where his body's positioned. For all you know, his legs are really tight and closed, so yeah, it can be quite a hard one to pull off, but I mean, if you can do it, then perfect. It can look unbelievable, and it can kind of fool them quite well. It's kind of a skill that you use once a game, or you see it once every 2 games. It's not something that you see quite often, because it is quite a hard skill to pull off. Like I say, I'm not sure exactly what to call this skill, but I write them down. I kind of just give them like uncreative names. So if you guys got any better names and stuff, just leave them in the comment section. I'll have a read, and yeah. I can see you guys liking this skill a lot because of the stuff that I've done in the past. You guys seem to love the roll flick, which is a skill that I've done in many videos now. It's kind of like a roll and then flick behind the legs, but this time all you're going to do is you're going to stop the ball. So I feel like this is kind of a not as advanced version of the roll flick, so it could be quite useful for you guys. All you're going to do basically is put your foot, your stronger foot normally, on top of the ball, so it's kind of stop still, or kind of like not much movement at all, and then you follow up with your back foot to like flick it through the defender's legs. Now, to do this, you kind of need an angle. If you notice, I go off a little bit to the slight on the left, which kind of gives me that sort of body movement to flick it through and move around him as quick as I can. And for these demonstrations, obviously he knows what I'm going to do. His legs are a bit open for you guys to see. This kind of baits the defender out to think that you're going to stop the ball and go the other way, which means he'll step in, and that's when you flick it through his legs. Kind of just like the roll flick. It's kind of fast as well. The faster you do it, the better it's going to be. But you want to make sure you're skipping forward as you do the skill, so you can follow on and just run in behind him, or pass the ball off after a shoot, whatever you want to do after. But yeah, you'll see later on when I have the shot after how nice it works. But yeah, really basic. Give it a go. Just practice maybe stopping on the ball first and following your foot around the back. I'd recommend to practice this kind of just do it basic, like stood still, stop the ball, and then kick with the following leg, stop the ball, kick with the following leg, and just practice it stop still, and then kind of add the run in, and try and increase the pace as you go. You guys can get this. I believe in you. It's just a little bit of practice. Now, you guys know what this skill is. It's called the Elastico. I've done it many times. I've explained how to do it in other videos. I'm not going to go into detail on how to actually perform the skill, but if you guys want to see that, you can go check other videos that are in the description to go see that. But basically, this one's just going to be done through the legs. Now, defenders are always taught to match your player up side on. They're never taught to stand flat, because you can get caught out by the player having more pace than you, or putting it through your legs, or going around you really easy. Defenders are always taught to stand up side on, so they can face the defender and they can turn in whichever direction they need to. So you can do the skill from right to left or left to right through his legs. You push it one way so they think you're going that way, and then you flick it back through his legs the other way. It's really smooth, it's really effective, it's really fast, which is key. Them three things, when they're together, they match really well. I don't want to go into too much detail because, like I say, I've got it on another video, but it's always got to be one movement. If it's two movements, then it might seem a bit easy for the defender to read. You can kind of get that nice flow to it, and the defender has no chance of stopping it as long as he's side on whichever side. When you're practicing this skill, try not to do it through people's legs to start with. Try doing it around the player because it's much easier to start with. Maybe just try it in the garden or wherever at training, stuff like that, on your own. You don't have to have an actual defender there. You can kind of just do it on your own, but then try and advance it and try and beat players with it to start with, and then move into the megs because that's where the actual difficulty comes from. Alright, so moving on to the fourth skill. Now, this one's called the scoop turn. That's what I'm going to call it. You guys, again, might have different opinions. But yeah, the scoop turn. You can actually practice it by doing circles. You might get quite dizzy doing it, but do circles with the ball and trying to keep the ball as close as you can to the foot. So it's kind of one movement. So you can kind of get that smooth turn as you go. It's kind of like the first one in a sense. It's a blind trick. You don't exactly know where your opponent's going to be within the skill and stuff like that. But you kind of get a bit more of a vision for it when you're kind of turning. And if it's quite slow, the defender might realize and just stick a foot into it. That's why it's got to be quite quick and quite stretched. So the further you take the ball away from the defender and then scoop it back around, the more chance you've got of pulling it off. It's really cheeky. If you pulled this off in the game, I'm pretty sure the defender would want to just come in and tackle you as hard as he could. But at the same time, it just looks very smooth. It's very nice. Like I say, it's quite an easy trick to learn as long as you can just get that kind of the ball control as close as you can to the foot and just keep it like that. There's not much I can say apart from this. I think I've pretty much covered it all. It's quite a self-explanatory trick. Just go out and practice it. Like I say, I think I say practice too many times in these videos, but either way, yeah, just do that, graft hard, you'll get it, boys. Alright, so from all the 5 skills that I'm going to teach you today, this one's probably going to be the best one. And just to look at, just to do in general to beat the defender, it's just going to be the best one overall. It's probably going to be the hardest one, so to do this one you might have to put a bit more graft in. But once you get it, it just flows beautifully, as you can see. So basically for this one, what you're going to do is you're going to step one of your foot around, whichever foot you prefer. I go with my strongest foot first, which is my right foot, and you kind of throw the defender off straight away by doing that. That's just kind of getting his head that you might be going that direction, or you might be doing a step over or something like that. So when you do that trick, it throws him off, which means you can bring your other foot, which is my left foot, my weak foot, and I can do the cannon, which I've done in another video as well. I've explained it quite deeply in there. The cannon is literally just a left to right or right to left movement, which can get around a foot or a standing leg or a slide tackle or something like that. So yeah, it's kind of a step over then into a cannon, but the step over is quite high. As you notice, my foot's quite high when I do it. It's kind of just to throw the defender off that thing. But yeah, the cannon is the most important part. The whole skill in general is just so fast and it flows well. As a defender myself, I've never actually had that skill come at me, but I can imagine it being quite confusing. It's not something that you see every game. I think I've seen Ronaldo do it before, maybe Nani as well for Portugal. But it's just one of them skills that when you see it, it's like, oh, that was crazy good. To try and pull it off through someone's legs as well can be even better. So yeah, give this one a go. I think it's quite a nice trick myself. The guy that's actually defending right now, he showed me the skill. He told me like to give it a go, and I did, and like that's why I'm showing it in this video right now. So yeah, it took me a few tries to get it going, but I mean, if the more you practice it, obviously the better it gets. But yeah, give it a go yourself, practice it, follow the steps that I said, and yeah, hopefully this one works for you guys.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard, and I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too
I'd normally be doing these intros and outros at the actual field, but the weather was absolutely awful. The wind and the rain and stuff recently has been awful. Last week it was the rain, this week it's the wind. So yeah, that's why there was no audio of the actual skills and stuff like that as well, because it's just pointless. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed the 5 skillful ways to make your opponent. If you want to see 5 more, then let me know in the comment section. Be sure to leave a like and all that great stuff. If you want to see more videos, there'll be some on the screen in a second. You can go check them ones out. Go check out Brad, he'll be on the screen at the end as well, and he's in the description. And yeah, just have a fantastic weekend. I'll catch you boys in the next video.
I'm on my own, broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost.